The metaverse raises a tantalizing prospect for the tech giants that are now so dominant. One reason for their runaway success over the past 15 years or so is they're not all competing over the same patch of turf. Think of it like a game of Hungry Hippos. When it comes to online advertising, it's mostly been between Google, Facebook, and then more recently also Amazon. It's a $400 billion market, it's big enough for all of them. Google and Apple face off in mobile with their Android and iOS operating systems. There's Apple and Microsoft in PC software. Cloud computing is an almost $450 billion market, plenty big enough for Amazon and Microsoft to make generous profits in the space, though Google struggles to do the same. But if they were all fighting over the same pool of customer spending, the story might be a little bit different. So far, the big beasts of tech have largely managed to avoid destructive competition. Every time it's looked like they're about to start tearing chunks out of each other, someone has beaten the retreat. Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft all had ambitions in smartphones at one stage. Now, only Apple and Google are left. Microsoft even spent $9.5 billion buying Nokia's handset business back in 2013. It ultimately had to write down almost all of that value 2 years later, deeming the business worthless as it struggled to compete with Apple and others. That all looks set to change with the metaverse. All the tech giants seem to be making plays to enter the space, and not all of them can win. Is there room at the table for every hungry hippo? That's significant because these companies derive their massive valuations, trillions of dollars in the case of Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, from their growth prospects. That's one reason why Facebook's valuation of just $650 billion is lagging. Mark Zuckerberg is betting the house on the metaverse, but unlike Facebook's dominance of social media and mobile advertising, he's going to be facing some very deep-pocketed adversaries. It's not just the classic five. There are also Asian rivals such as Sony, Tencent, and Samsung. If all these companies try to be the dominant player in both metaverse hardware and software, some are going to come up short. Competition is going to be intense. Apple's cracking down on mobile advertising privacy has already hurt Facebook's business to the tune of $10 billion. That's just a taster of the competition that's yet to come. Instead, they need to think about imitating the way they tackled the mobile internet. They all managed to find a discrete slice of the market where they could make good money. So Apple and Samsung, they make bank from hardware. Google and Facebook, well, they're in mobile advertising. Amazon, e-commerce and the cloud, that's also where Microsoft makes its money. Until that happens, things could get a little bit dicey.